Español. Lo siento.
Todo en espagnol?
No, no habla español.
Ah, bon, parce que je parlais un petit peu de français, je parlais anglais si tu veux.
Great. Are you
Right.
Ricardo?
No, I am Mauricio.
Mauricio. Nice meeting you, Mauricio.
Nice to meet you, Alexandra. So how are you today? Tell me.
I'm great. And you? So how many are we? We are
right now 3 participants. We're just waiting for the next to come in. I'm gonna make the interview. I'm gonna do the interview for you. Okay.
Marvelous.
So just we wait for the other.
Sure. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you excellent.
Great. So you have, okay, great. And I can, if I do that, can you still?
I cannot see you if you do that.
Okay, so I just don't move like this. Voilà.
Exactly. Voila.
Voilà.
Bien. So how's your day today? How's your day going?
My day is doing great, you know.
Yeah.
Thinking about magic, sharing things with my kids. It's pretty good day.
So you're a mother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
Only 2, but enough.
Only 2. It's
yeah,
enough.
quite enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know, it's a lot of time. And if I want to just take care of them as well as I want, 2 is way enough.
Way enough. Yes.
Are you a dad?
What are their names? What are their names? No, I'm not a dad. I'm not.
No?
I'm just I just have a girlfriend. She lives with me, but no kids.
You're young. You have time.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, yeah, sure. Time. Just, yeah. Take your time because after it's great, but life changes.
Yeah, that's something that I've been told several times. Like after a kid comes into your life, anything goes back to normal again. Like nothing goes, like nothing is, but it's a good thing.
But yeah, that's the way it should be also. If you have kids and if nothing changes, there is a little problem.
Yeah, I bet it is because it's supposed to be for changes in your life, right?
Yeah. How is Mexico?
Oh, well, we're doing good. We're going a little bit out of the quarantine thing. Right now, there's not a lot of work or something like that. Because as a magician, you know, like entertainment, it's a hard business when it comes to health issues. But for example, here where I live in Puerto Vallarta, and we're opening things back. I am going back to the restaurants to do magic.
That's good.
And stuff like that. But for example, in Mexico City, where we run the enterprise, it's going really hard because the government is really strict with the sanitizing methods and all these health issues, which is good.
I know.
But we cannot handle anymore. Like we've been like 3 months without an income. So basically, it's more of an economy issue right now than a health issue. Really, less than the 1% of the population has been affected with the virus, while more than the 80% of the population has been affected with the economy things, right? So
that's right.
It's complicated. It's tough.
It's tough all around the world.
Yeah, it is. How about you? Are you in France right now?
Yeah, I'm in Paris. You know, we have a theater. My dad and I, we have a theater dedicated to close-up magic, and closed for 3 months.
For 3
everybody.
Yeah, like you closed for 3 months?
Yeah, 3 months. 3 months. And it never happened before in 32 years of existence. So it's pretty scary.
Yeah, it is. It is basically when it comes to close-up magic, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my dad and I, we have 3 shows together, 1 hour and a half shows, different shows, 3 of them, and we do some close-up parlor magic. And I have also on myself 3 one-woman shows of 1 hour and a half or so of different materials. And all of those were stuck, frozen, because of the virus. But, it's for everybody the same. So we just, the thing is, how do we handle that individually? But we have to stay positive and strong here. And this is the most important, I guess.
Basically, I think this coronavirus thing made us a really good challenge for everybody's mind, like to deal with the lockup in your house, the anxiety that creates WhatsApp and not being able to do anything you like. So yeah, it's crazy, right?
This is crazy. I can hear many people talking, but that's great.
Chicos, por favor, si pueden mutear sus micrófonos, estaría increíble para que no entren como entre los audios. Ya vamos a empezar la entrevista, ¿vale? Y bueno, ahorita en un minutito empezamos. So, Alexandra, we're going to start the interview in 1 minute. We were just waiting for people to come in, right?
Sure. And is it okay for you until 8 o'clock? 1 hour for you? 1 o'clock?
It's good. It's your time. I know.
Good, because after, unfortunately, voila, I have another appointment just after you. So if I can be on time, I prefer.
It's great. It's great. We will go quick. Well, not quick, but in an hour, right?
Yeah, sure.
If we
I follow you.
In the middle of the interview, if you want, we can do a second part of the interview, right? Just not to expand us like more than an hour. Yes.
Great.
So basically, we're gonna start the interview in a little bit, and right now, what I want to tell you, I want to tell you a little bit about what we do, right? I don't know if you've been told about what the order is, if you know something about it. Well, we're in an enterprise here in Mexico. We are called the Order, the Entertainment Business Company. So what we do basically is we deliver services of entertainment, specifically close-up magic for restaurants in Mexico, right? So we work with chains of big restaurants such as Chili's, P.F. Chang's, Applebee's, and different brands. And we have many magicians available for those restaurants, right? So basically, we started the idea. This idea I started with my friend Joe Cross. We started with 6 restaurants in Mexico City. Right now, we have 48 restaurants, and we have here in Vallarta. We're expanding ourselves. I came here to live to Vallarta because I was called by a hotel to give shows here. And I decided I wanted to do the same thing we do over there, but here in Vallarta. So right now, we stopped a little bit about all these things because of the coronavirus, but still we had the opportunity to get into this project, which is a sharing experience project. We've been working with many magicians. We've had like 42 interviews. We had Peter Turner, we had Justin Wildman, we had different magicians working with us, Latin American, Spanish magicians. We had Danny Ortiz, we had we're looking for Luis Piedrahita, we have you, we have different things. So we're really happy about this project, about many artists collaborating with us, and now artists want to do big interviews like with us, right?
Yeah.
So this is really exciting. This contact with you, Ricardo Garcia, made the contact. He's part of our organization right now. He deals with the contacts of magicians and stuff like that. And well, it's really an honor to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, just before we started the interview, I was looking to your video in Penn and Teller Fuller's. I was like, what? So yeah, it's really great to have you here. It's really great to have you because, as you say in your interview, well, in your show, there's too few magicians, too few female magicians, and having the opportunity to have a conversation with you, it's really, really, really great, because I'm sure we're going to understand the way that you look into magic, right? And well,
Okay.
you have Dominic as your father, which is a legend.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's another thing, right?
Yeah.
So basically, that's a big, big view of what we are as a
That's
company,
great.
and we feel really happy that we're doing these things. And well, welcome to your interview. I'm gonna be translating a little bit. I'm gonna asking you a question. We're
Okay.
gonna discuss about it, and then I'll translate it to these guys because not all of them speak English. So
Okay.
just little by little, we don't need to be like phrase and phrase. Just the whole idea. I'll
The
translate it.
idea.
Don't worry about
Sure.
it.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. So, chicos, ya estamos aquí con Alexandra Duviviere. Ya les hice aquí le expliqué qué es lo que éramos nosotros, cómo funcionamos como Word, todo lo que hemos estado haciendo a lo largo de este tiempo, a lo largo de la cuarentena. Estuvimos hablando un poquito de la situación en México, en Francia y todo. Me comentaba del teatro que tiene con su padre, que desde hace 32 años están laborando y ahorita tuvieron que parar. Tienen 3 shows. Tiene uno con su papá, tienen otros shows por ahí. Entonces, pues es momento de iniciar con nuestra entrevista. Y ya saben, la dinámica es, hablamos un poquito en inglés, traduzco en español y nos las llevamos súper, súper chido, ¿no? Entonces, Alexandra, first
Sí.
question, obligated question. How does Alexandra starts in magic? How is your first encounter with magic? How
My
did you meet
first,
magic world?
yeah, my first emotion in magic was to see my dad working day and night and not working, but having fun. For a little girl, I'm telling you that's something in the mind of a little girl, because you can see that you can work enjoying yourself. So that's really important. So I think that this is the first thing that just surprised me, is that
Yeah.
I want to have fun when I will be a tall girl and doing my job. You can translate.
Okay, very good. Very good. So, dice Alexandra que su primera emoción con la magia fue el ver a su papá, Dominique, hacer magia, ¿no? Trabajar, pero no trabajar, sino divertirse, haciendo lo que él hacía, ¿no? Y entonces eso a ella le genera esta conexión, esta emoción y decir, yo quiero divertirme, ¿no? Cuando sea una niña grande y haciendo lo que a mí me guste, ¿no? Entonces esto está increíble. How old were you, Alexandra, when this happened? Alexandra? Ok, se desconectó. No sé qué pasó por ahí, pero bueno, voy por una libreta. En lo que regresa.
Ya está, Mau.
Hola, hola, I'm here. I'm
Hello.
back. Can you
Don't
see me?
worry. It's good. So I was telling you, like, how old were you when you had this first emotion with magic? Like when you saw your dad and you realized he was having fun, and you
I
said
was
like, oh, I
very
want to be
I
there.
was very young. I was maybe 8 años.
8 years old.
So I was very small. So, and this is the first impact on my personal life, not magical life. And then later on in 1988, I was 15 years old. He took me to FISM in Den Haag,
Wow.
in Holland, and I saw all the best magicians on earth: Ricky Jay, Jeff McBride, Vito Lupo, Norm Nielsen, and Albert Goschman. I saw all of them at once, doing magic from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. So it was just crazy. And I saw all this passion, and I think that's what I really liked, is to see that those people connected. See, you are in Mexico, I am in Paris, and we are connected by the same passion of the art of magic. And I really highly appreciate that. And also, I saw my dad, who was booked in that convention in Holland, doing his famous cups and balls. And at the end of the routine, he produced the fourth cup. People stood, standing ovation. And I realized that you can give so many emotion only with just one magic trick. And I say, yeah, I want to do that. Especially also because I saw a great magician. It happens that she is a female magician because it's Lisa Mena,
Lisa
American
Mena.
Two thumbs up magician. She is a woman magician, and she blew my mind because she did some feminine stuff with her high heels. She was not just showing that she was, wow, a gorgeous lady. She just had, she was very sharp. She is very sharp. And I just kind of was able to identify to myself to this lady, because when I saw my dad doing magic, he was surrounded only by men and not women. So it was difficult for a small girl to just say, well, I can do that. So after seeing Lisa Mena, I just said, okay, I am 15 years old now. I'm going to study magic.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Like, it's a great story. Like, you saw these magicians in the same place in one day in the FISM. Like, it's like the Magicians Olympics, right? Like,
yeah. This is one of my advice to the young magician, the beginners in magic: go to conventions, because this is such a thrill. You see magic day and night, all day long, with great magicians most of the time. You see shows, you see competitions, you see the dealer's room, you see in the corridors, because when you go to the corridors, you can see and you meet people you didn't see for ages. So it's a lot of energy in 1 week. And I have taken all of that and I wanted to give it back doing my shows now.
That's good. That's great. It's a great advice. Thank you for that, actually. Let me translate just a little bit for these guys. Chicos, entonces yo le preguntaba a Alexandra, ¿cuántos años tenía cuando le generó ¿cómo se podría llamar? Pues pasión, ¿no? Este despertar de la magia. Ella me comenta que tiene 8 años cuando ella ve a su papá trabajar por primera vez. Y después de ahí, esa fue su primera conexión personal, ¿no? Con la magia, pero la cuestión ya más de magia, ella me cuenta que cuando tenía 15 años, su papá la llevó al FISM, ¿no? En 1988, 1988, en Holanda, ¿no? Donde ella pues tuvo la oportunidad de ver a diferentes magos, a diferentes leyendas de la magia, ¿no? Magos muy, muy, muy reconocidos, todos unidos en un mismo punto, todos haciendo magia de 8 de la mañana a 3 de la mañana, su papá estando ahí, y ella se dio cuenta de todo lo que podía, de toda la magia, ¿no? Ahora sí que podía descubrir en ese mundo. Ella nos comenta también que ella vio a su padre hacer su famoso Cups and Balls, y que al final, cuando su papá produce el cuarto cup, ¿no? Todo el mundo se para y lo ovaciona, y ella se dio cuenta lo que tú puedes generar en una persona solo con un truco de magia, ¿no? Lo que puedes, las emociones que puedes generar a las personas solo con un efecto, ¿no? Entonces también ella me cuenta que vio a esta Lisa Mena, quien fue como un total boom para ella, porque se dio cuenta que pues era una mujer haciendo magia, haciendo cosas de mujeres, ¿no? Con la magia, que no solo era una chica bonita y sexy en un escenario, sino que también era muy, muy inteligente, ¿no? Muy, muy, pues, astuta para hacer magia. Entonces, eso a ella le generó como este empoderamiento y esta sensación de decir, ok, quiero estar ahí, quiero hacer parte de esto, ¿no? That's very good. That's very good. Thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure.
So, we all have a trick that marks our life, you know, like, for example, in my opinion, the trick that I got in love with magic was the card to pocket. You know,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
the best magical moment that I remember. That I was seeing this magician friend. Now it's my friend. Now it's one of my best friends, and he just tell me, pick a card, sign it, and then it appears in its pocket, and then suddenly all of the deck is in its pocket, and only my card's in his hand.
Yeah.
And for me, that was the best moment in my life that I
Yeah.
remember. I was fooled like a little kid, you know. So for you, which is this experience? Which is the trick for you? I don't know if it was one of your fathers or someone else, but what is the trick that made you go in love with magic?
Um, I can say many. I will come back to what I've just previously said. What I love profoundly in magic is to give emotions. So tricks. Many tricks just blew my mind. But the two tricks were the cups and balls of my dad. And I saw my dad performing not one trick of his, but it's the mental photography. You know, mental photography? You know what it is?
I think I don't know it.
Hold on, I go and find it.
Okay.
I am just here talking to you, but looking for the trick. So if you are just a bit patient, I think I can find that for you. It's a very classical trick, but wow, so surprising. Alors, let me show you that. I will just put it that way. Maybe you can see.
Okay.
This is a great trick. But unfortunately, as you can see, I have nothing. And you can't do much with nothing, can't you?
Well, not a lot.
No, not a lot. Voilà, that's it, exactly. The thing is that this is not completely right what I've said, because I don't have nothing. I have only the three of hearts. That's right. But this is the only thing I have. And I have the three of hearts, but I don't have its back. That's a strange card. But I do have a back, but without any face. That's strange. But if you look closely, I have, of course, I do have the 10 of clubs. I do have the 2 of diamonds. I don't know why I'm complaining, because I have all my cards. All the cards are there. I mean, it's a great trick. Come on, this is crazy. But you know, I shouldn't, no way. I shouldn't have cut this deck. Watch now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, now this is, you know what, the best thing to do when you have something like this, I mean, nothing like that, is just to pack it up and applause. Whoa!
What? That was
Wait.
great.
That's, you know, that's a classic in magic. But I saw my dad doing that.
I maybe I saw it, but I didn't know it was called mental photograph.
Oh la la, this is a very strong trick for audiences, for laymen, for magicians if they don't know it. It's a great trick. And when I saw that, I was 15 or 16 years old. He was doing that at the double fond with stromboscope, you know, this light that goes on and off like this. And the choreography was so beautiful with music on. For me, it was just a piece, you know, a piece of magic. That's it.
Piece of art.
Oui, c'est ça. Yeah. Exactly.
C'est ça. C'est un piece of art. Très bien. J'aime de parler français. Je sais comme ça c'est parler trop, mais trop monde qui je peux parler avec toi, c'est excellent. Oui. Okay. Let me translate that to them.
Sure.
It's really qué chido, ¿no? Que, bueno, increíble. Yo no conocía ese truco por su nombre. Creo que ya lo había visto en alguna ocasión, pero no lo conocía como su nombre. Ese es uno de los trucos que dice Alexandra que a ella le atrapó como que el corazón, ¿no? Esto, y pues el cups and balls obviamente de su padre. Pero como dice ella, ¿no? Ella va más con la cuestión que ya lo había dicho de la emoción, ¿no? Hay muchos trucos. Ella, si tuviera que elegir dos, serían estos dos, pero finalmente la emoción que genera la magia es pues enorme, ¿no? Entonces, fue una especie de pregunta difícil por ahí, ¿no? So, Alexandra, right? Sí. We know you met a lot of magicians. You have your father. You have contact with many different people in the magic world.
I was very lucky. Yeah.
For you to learn, because I read that you were not taught by your father magic. You basically had to implore your dad for you to learn magic, right? I was reading a little bit about you. And this is really fun because I had the same situation. I met this guy, which is now my friend, and he shows me a trick, and I said, well, teach me magic. And he says, no. And I'm like, what? And he's like, no, I won't teach you magic because magic is not something that you are taught. It's something that you have to learn, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so what I do? So my references in magic were YouTube videos. I started with seeing videos of Daniel Garcia. I started entering to Theory 11, to Illusionist, stuff like that, right? So those were like my little references in magic. So what were yours? What were your references in magic?
Come on.
How did you start learning?
Yeah. Your references are great, but obviously we are not of the same generation. Because when I started, I didn't have internet. YouTube was not on.
Yo tampoco, pero nunca había salido uno en inglés.
Yeah, I have lost you. Where are you?
No, here I am. Here I am.
Okay. So yeah, definitively we are not on the same generation, because when I started, no YouTube, no internet, no nothing, no tutos of learning magic easily on, it's the time of VHS, you know, the tapes that you put in the thing. So I have learned with one of my dad's book that he has written in the 70s. So very small drawings, a lot of writings, you know, books, those things with paper, you know. So it was pretty tough, but it was a good school, because this way I had to work more. And learning on books is a great way to learn magic as well, because you have to read first, of course, but you also use your imagination. And this way you can create some magic yourself. So it's a great way. It's a great way. But it's tough when you use books. It's difficult to forward the timing. Timing on book is very difficult. That's why video is just great to learn magic, because you can see handling, moving, and the misdirections and so on. So that's how I learn. And after my dad showed me all the greatest. He showed me Steve Foley, Larry Jennings, Derek Dingle, Penn and Teller, of course, David Copperfield, all the greatest magicians. And I have watched and eat all this magic, because it has fed me for all those years. When you are a beginner, you have to watch and discover what's behind you. What were those people, whose masters, who created magic before you? Because if you can do magic today, partly it's thanks of them. So it's really important to have a memory in magic. I just pause here so you can translate.
That's a great thing. Thank you, Alexandra. So yeah, as you say, you have to know your background, right? You have to know what's behind.
This
so
is
you
really
know
important.
That what you're doing comes from someone's mind, and a totally different way of learning, right? As you say, those are really difficult because you don't have the images, like the visual video of how it's done, but you have to discover how would you do it. That's why many people can read a magic trick in a book and perform it differently, right?
Yeah.
So let me translate a little bit to these guys. So, chicos, yo les estaba comentando aquí a Alexandra que pues todos tenemos distintas referencias en la magia, ¿no? Yo empecé con YouTube, yo empecé viendo con a Daniel García, empecé viendo a los artistas de Illusionist, empecé con Adam Wilber, con todos ellos, ¿no? Entonces yo le preguntaba a Alexandra, ¿cómo es que ella, cuáles son sus referencias para ella en cuanto a aprendizaje mágico, ¿no? Entonces me contesta algo que es muy cierto. Ella y yo aprendimos magia en diferentes generaciones. Cuando yo aprendí magia, yo tenía el acceso a YouTube, a Internet, a videos, a tutoriales, ¿no? Y en cambio, pues ella, cuando ella inició, no existían toda esta serie de videos, a material audiovisual que pudiera recurrir, sino había libros, ¿no? Entonces, para ella dice, uno de los libros que su papá escribió, ella lo leyó, y a través de ahí fue como empezando a darle forma a esto de la magia. Muchos libros, incluso comenta que también pues su papá le enseñó acerca de magos como Larry James, como David Copperfield, como todos estos grandes magos dentro de la comunidad, ¿no? Que pues obviamente para ella es muy importante saber, como ella dice, como para un mago es importante, debes saber de dónde viene todo esto, ¿no? Y los libros es una muy buena forma de hacerlo porque te enseñan cómo ser, como fue antes, ¿no?
Sí.
Entonces, básicamente, para ella sus referencias son libros y pues obviamente su papá.
Y también tapes. Libros y tapes.
Libros y tapes, ok, muy bien. Tapes. These tapes that you saw were from these magicians, right?
Yeah,
that
exactly.
You mentioned
Because a
your
very
father told you
important
like
thing.
that.
Yeah, my dad didn't want me to do his magic. I mean, I can do his magic, but not only his magic. He didn't want to have a clone of him. You see?
Okay, that's very important. Entonces ella nos comenta que su papá le enseñaba magia de otros magos porque su papá no quería que fuese un clon de él, sino su papá quería que ella aprendiera magia, ¿no? Que realmente tuviera muchos elementos para que no solamente hiciera su magia, ahora ella hace su magia también, pero no únicamente eso, ¿no? Sino muchas cosas más. Entonces, eso está, that's very good, Alexandra. It's very interesting to find out how people start in magic, how they learn in magic, right? And as you see, for example, with books, it's really different. I never started in books. I have read some books, not many. I am not like I am a reader, but no, I cannot learn from reading. You know,
I understand.
I read as a hobby. I read as for example, I can read business books and I can read sales book and human development books. But when it comes to magic, it's something really crazy because I cannot learn with books. I need or videos, or I see it myself. I see a trick and I say like, okay, this is how it's done.
Yeah.
I maybe don't look for the tutorial, but I know I try to figure out how it's done.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
I understand. This is normal. This is your generation. This is how magic is learned now. And no problem with that, you know. We have different ways. That's good.
Yeah. One of our friends here says he wants to marry you.
So sweet.
So sweet.
Muchas gracias. But I am already married. Marido.
Ya te fregaste, brother. Okay, very good. So, we talked about your how to say, your references, maybe your favorite tricks, the one that mark up your mind in magic, right? Such as the mental picture. That's the name. It's trick. What was the name?
Mental photography.
Mental photography, right? The cups and balls.
Yeah.
So there's a question that's especially for you, that it has to do with your participation on Fools. So how is to be on Fools? So tell us, what was your experience? How do you feel about? I mean, we know Penn and Teller, great legends of magic, Las Vegas show, wow, right? But for you as a magician, as a female magician, as well as a magician, what's your experience? What's your feeling there of being in front of those guys?
I'm glad you asked me that question because it was an amazing.
Sorry. Chicos, por favor, muten sus micrófonos. No sé quién estén regañando por ahí, pero si me pueden ayudar con eso, por favor, muten sus micrófonos. Nada más ocupamos los micrófonos de Alexandra y el mío, ¿vale? Por favor. So, there you go. Sorry.
No, it's okay. So I'm glad you asked me that question because this experience was, wow, a tremendous load of love and emotion. But I have to tell you, and we are only together, so nobody else will know, I was so scared.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, you know those guys, Penn and Teller. You know them. You know that they are masters in their field, and I have known their work since I was 15 because my dad showed me their work. They are great creators. They are very funny. They just think out of the box, which is in magic maybe one of the most important thing. Thinking out of the box. You know, if you do like everyone else magic, okay, so you don't contribute to the arts. You have to say something different than the others. So those guys are just masters. Okay, so I went to the shooting. I didn't see them before the shooting. I have never met them before Fullers. And I showed the trick, and I was in this room. Maybe there were 600 people, so it's, you know, it's a lot of stress because you are in front of 600 people, and you can see Penn and Teller 2-3 meters far away from you, and they come at the table, and now they are just next to you. This is amazing. So
Yeah,
I was, you know, a lot of stress. Oh yeah, I've never met them, never. And I never met them before shooting the Penn and Teller for Fullers. I mean, so we have no rehearsal. It was one shot. So I have a lot of pressure on my shoulder because I was doing a trick of my dad. He was performing for 40 years. I've never done it once in my life before the shooting. I was warned 2 months before the shooting, so no, didn't had years of practicing, 2 months, and I was in front of Penn and Teller, which were for me 2 stars, heroes. So it was a lot of stress, and I wanted my dad to be proud of me because I was doing one of his tricks. So pressure. But it was a tremendous experience. I was they were so caring. Penn and Teller, we know when they talk to you, they are caring. They always choose the good words. And it's a very thrilling experience. Really, I recommend it highly.
Highly recommended experience. Sorry. Yeah, so, but for example, you didn't meet these guys before your actual footage, your actual show. And how do you get the news that you're gonna perform in Penn and Teller Falls? How did you get selected, or did you do an audition or something like that?
The thing is that we wanted to sell cards in bag, SIB, of my dad. You know that trick? The trick I've performed to fool us, fool Penn and Teller. We wanted to sell it, and a friend of us told us, you know, you should go to Penn and Teller. I say, yeah, sure, why not? And the friend talked to my dad, and he says, yeah, you should do it. And my dad says, okay, I'm not going to perform it myself. What? Because, you know, people need to identify to someone young. My dad is almost 70 years old. And if we want people to connect with others, you should do it, he says to me. I say, what? Come on. You're kidding me? I've never done that trick. I've seen you performing that trick hundreds of times, fooling all the greatest magicians around, and you want me to do that? So that was my first scared moment because I didn't feel legitimate doing that trick. But my dad said, okay, come on. You have 2 months to prepare yourself. You can do that. And I have practiced, and I have rehearsed my English, practiced my English, not only to do the trick, but to be funny and to be able to just respond to what was going on. Because, you know, the thing is that speaking English is a thing, but being funny in English is another thing. So
especially because humor in English, it's something really hard to do. For example, for me as a Mexican, I always speak English. Where I live, always I speak English, but making fun in English is such a difficult task.
Right. Yeah, but you know, I completely agree with you. But it's like everything else, you need to work on it. You take lessons, you just listen to yourself, you record yourself to see, oh, what? I can't understand what she's saying. The she is you, of course. So, okay, I have to rephrase, I have to pronounce correctly, I have to take some more English lessons. Work in any circumstances is the key. Any trick, any shows, work. If you work, you will succeed. If you don't, you will be so-so.
That's a great quote. If you work, you will succeed. Hard work works, as we'd say, right?
Yeah. And I have, I have noticed that in my life, when I'm getting a bit lazy, because we are all lazy. Everybody's lazy.
Yeah,
but
it's a natural feeling.
It's you want to rest, you want to just drink something, don't do nothing. Yeah, sure, you can do that in some moment of your lives. No problem to do nothing. But if you want to do really something, you don't wish is not enough. You can wish and work, good. If you only wish, you won't have it, because very little times in your life the universe, let's say, will give you what you want. You have to go and reach for it.
It will give you what you want, but you have to work for it, actually.
Exactly.
Like, that's how many people feel like the law of attraction is something that works for itself. For me, law of attraction is something that works. It's a magical thing. It's a physical thing. But you have to work for it. It's not like, I want this, boom, magic. No, it doesn't happen like that, right?
No.
For example, in my show, I always tell people, like, magic works with imagination. As long as you can imagine it, you can create it. A lot of people tell me, and what if I imagine $100 million? And I'm like, well, if you imagine $100 million, you're going to find a way to do it. And that's possible. It's possible to earn $100 million, but you have to find out the way through your imagination to get it. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not,
exactly.
I always tell it, it's not that kind of magic.
Yeah, exactly. If it was that easy, everybody will do it. So that's why work, of course, that's why we have worked for. So good. It's good to know that if we work, we can have things that the others don't. I mean, fortunately, otherwise, let's not work.
Exactly. So it's really interesting. It's really interesting how the fact of wanting to sell a trick makes you go Penn and Teller pullers and make you pull Penn and Teller, right?
So scary. But it was thanks to this experience, to this Penn and Teller experience, I am more confident in myself, in my presence, in my talent, if I have any. So yeah, it gives me.
You have a lot.
Merci, thank you so much. So yeah, it was really a great experience. I'm looking for seeing.
So let me just translate a little bit for these guys.
Sure.
Chicos, pues bueno, estamos hablando con Alexandra. ¿Cómo fue su experiencia con el hecho de haber estado en Penn and Teller Fullos, con el hecho de haber fuleado a dos masters de la magia como lo son Penn and Teller? Y me comenta, ¿no?, que esto fue toda una cuestión de amor, emoción. Me dice que, pues obviamente ella estaba muy, ¿cómo se puede decir?, asustada, ¿no? Estaba nerviosa porque, pues principalmente, iba a tener a Penn and Teller enfrente de ella. No los conocía, nunca había estado con ellos antes de la grabación. Era un truco que es de su padre, ¿no?, que obviamente no quiere, bueno, que eso la pone nerviosa por naturalismo, ¿no? Y pues básicamente me dice, yo nunca le había hecho este efecto a nadie antes de la grabación de Penn and Teller, ¿no? Entonces, el hecho de tener que hacer un truco de su padre, el hecho de no haber conocido a Penn and Teller, el hecho de tener que estar ahí sin haber hecho el truco antes, el hecho de tener que aprender a hablar su speech en inglés, porque dice ella algo muy importante, una cosa muy diferente es hablar inglés. Y otra cosa muy diferente es hacer magia en inglés y tratar de hacer a la gente reír en inglés, porque es una tarea difícil. Por ejemplo, es lo que yo le decía, para mí también es una tarea difícil aquí en Vallarta meterle la comedia para que suene gracioso, para que sea gracioso en inglés, ¿no? No son todas estas cosas que es un cúmulo de emociones para Alexandra, una experiencia inimaginable, ¿no? Y yo le pregunto, pero ¿cómo es que llegas a Penn and Teller? ¿Cómo es que vas? ¿Hiciste alguna audición? ¿Hubo algún plan por ahí? Y me dice que no, que básicamente ellos querían vender el truco que Alexandra hizo ahí. Ellas querían vender el truco de las cartas en la bolsa, ¿no? Entonces, mediante el consejo de un amigo, amigo de su papá, le dijeron, ¿por qué no vas a Penn and Teller y lo presentas, ¿no? Entonces estaban viendo que necesitaban que fuera, que conectara con el público joven, ¿no? Entonces que su papá, pues básicamente, le dijo, hazlo tú ve a Penn and Teller, tú ve y preséntalo. Y pues gracias a que ella fue y lo presentó, pues pudimos ver este fenomenal acto con Penn and Teller, este truco muy, muy, muy padre. E incluso ahora hasta en la página de Penn and Teller venden este efecto, ¿no? They sell the trick on the Penn and Teller Fullest page. You go into your act and it has a little biography of yourself, and at the very end it says like, you can purchase this trick at this book, and it gives you the image of the trick right there.
Yeah. Can I interrupt you a second?
Don't worry.
I have a little surprise.
Little surprise?
Hola.
Oh my God! Monsieur Dominique, ça va? Comment ça va?
Ça va bien.
Ça va bien, c'est un honneur de parler avec toi. C'est un plaisir. Hein? Tu es une légende, tu es un magic hero pour toute la communauté.
C'est très gentil.
Une légende pour la communauté magique.
Merci beaucoup.
That's a good surprise, isn't it?
It's a really great surprise. Wow.
Bye
Whoa,
bye,
whoa. I cannot do this.
That was sweet. He passed by, so
that
say
was
hello.
Great. Does your father speak English?
No.
No.
I translate him. No, but I translate him.
Okay. The friend of ours that says that he wants to marry you, he puts in the chat, greetings to my father-in-law.
That's a funny guy.
Yeah. So,
hey,
wow, Alexandra.
You want to see a trick? You want to see a trick?
Yeah, of course. Come on.
Because we have seen my dad. So let's see one of my dad's trick. I love it. I do it walk around. Let me just put that in order so you can see something. Hey, guys, here you are. I have only a small pack of cards. As you can see, not many cards, very few cards. And they're only blue back cards. The only card you have to remember is the 8 of clubs. So let me show it. 8 of clubs, as you can see. The thing is that, you know what, I do have, yeah, that's right. I have 2 8s of clubs, but because you seem to like it, I can also show you 3. Why not? Yeah, why not? And because you insist, and you are insisting, stop insisting, I can show you 4. Maybe you remember, would you remember the color of the backs? Remember the color?
Yeah, of course, blue.
No, that was before. No, that's more reddish, something more reddish. No, I know. It's complicated, you know. Maybe remember the faces, maybe more. It was the 8, the 8 of clubs, I told you. I have, no. I have 1 8, that's it. But I told you that it was, did I tell you? No, I didn't. It's red. I have secrets. I can't tell you everything. So let me sum up the situation. I have shown you, did I show you that trick? Because it's a pretty nice trick to follow. Did I? No? Because it's no, I didn't. Because it's a nice trick to follow. Maybe too difficult to follow. Maybe next time.
Wow. I love those tricks where you just have few cards and then you do a lot crazy things with them, like this color changing backs and the faces and then 4 8s, and then it's really great. I call them small miracles. That's the way I call them.
Great. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's one of my dad's
tricks. So that's a trick of your dad.
Oh yeah. I love it. I have done it for maybe 20 years, walking around, because you just flip 1 card around and you can go to the next table. So you're ready, all set like that. It's very fast.
Really fast.
Yeah, setup, it's pretty easy because it's only M's accounts most of the time. And you know, you need to do magic as they see magic on the TV, not magic, I'm sorry, I rephrase. You need to see them, to watch, I'm sorry, you need to show them magic like they see it on TV. You know, TV, it's zapping. You zap, 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 zap. It's very fast. Everything you change, and when you see a clip on you know, a song, it goes very fast. Everything moves, and so you have to do that kind of magic too. So this way you can catch their attention.
Really fast tricks, like.
Wait. Not all the time, because otherwise you can you just fall. It's too much. But sometimes it's good to just beam, beam, beam. Voila, boom magic.
Muy bien. Very good. Thank you for showing us that trick. That's a great trick.
My pleasure, hombre.
Un plaisir. Ok, entonces chicos, me dice aquí Alexandra que este truco está increíble, la verdad. Me gustan mucho ese tipo de efectos rápidos. Y ella lo que comenta es que nosotros también debemos de hacer este tipo de efectos, porque pues como la tele, ¿no? En la tele todo es rápido, cambias. Por ejemplo, en un clip de música vemos que son escenas de 3 segundos y cambia, y todo se está moviendo, ¿no? Entonces, ella dice que es importante que nosotros también sepamos hacer este tipo de efectos, pues para mantener como al público aquí con nosotros, ¿no? Entonces, está increíble. Muchas gracias por eso. I want to talk to you about a little bit, you know, right now, coronavirus thing, and we are just, we're going through our digital resources to keep magic live, you know, to keep doing magic, connecting with people, meeting people like we're doing. So a question that I want to ask you is, how do you see magic in the future? How do you think magic is going to have a turnover into technology and everything like that? What's your opinion about the way magic is turning on, like right now?
You know, I think, and I want to think and believe that people will still go out and see live shows. Because as human beings that we all are, we need to gather. I mean, from the ancient time, from the prehistoric time, throughout the ages, we all needed to just gather in a theater, in a meeting of a dinner. It's a need, a human need that we all have to gather. And I really think either it doesn't matter that we have Zoom, that we have internet, that we have Instagram and so on. We need that also, but not replacing the human gathering, touching yourselves and saying, yeah, hey buddy, how are you? So I believe in the fact that we will still go on doing live shows. And the future of magic, you know, I am pretty confident because I can see new guys coming up, new ladies, because we have more and more female magicians.
We have here basically 2 or 3 here in the conversation right now.
Yeah, and great. So welcome, ladies. Yeah, women power. Okay. So I believe in the future of magic, because I've seen some young magicians really strong, really doing some different things. So yeah, you know, I'm confident in life in general, and you should be, you must be, otherwise you. But this is another subject. So I think that's where we will go on doing. Of course, in this very special time we are living with the virus, Zoom is great, virtual shows are great, just to stay connected. My dad and I, during the isolation, we have posted every day on Instagram 1 video a day, just to say to people, we are here, we are also closed in our house, but we think about you, we are still thinking, still stay positive and still go on. We didn't give up, and that's important to hear that. That's important that to see that some people, some artists, and that's one of the goals of the artist, I think, is to stay alive, staying full of energy, even if the most terrible things happen.
Of course. So, well, yeah. Basically, I have the same feeling as you. I think we have to go back to normality. You know, we are used to have this kind of socializing, social style. You know, we need human close encounter with people.
That's
you know, to keep ourselves happy. And as you say, we've been living like that for the last 1,000 years. I don't know. Maybe we are used to do it. So there's no way we can be isolated every time, every day. Like people used to say, like, no, no one's gonna go back to normality. Everyone's gonna be locked up in their houses, and people are gonna go crazy, and people are gonna be so scared about bacteria and germs. And I'm like, bro, bacteria and germs have always existed. You know, they've been always out there. It depends on what's the way that you socialize, where are you going, which is the person you're meeting. But we need to do that. We need to socialize. And if you get ill or something like that, well, there's doctors, there's medicine. But as you say, as long as we don't lose the track of our positivity and our energy, we're good. We're good. And as I told you, this was a real challenge for a lot of people in mind, you know, anxiety, being locked up, not being able to do whatever you want, right? So it's a lot of things involved here. So just let me translate a little bit for these guys. We're close to finish the interview. Entonces, chicos, pues yo le pregunto a Alexandra que cómo es que ella ve la magia en el futuro, que digo, ahorita por el coronavirus y todo esto, pues todos estamos en casa, estamos haciendo pues cuarentena, algunos ya regresamos, gracias a Dios, a trabajar. Por ejemplo, Cambayarte ya se está reactivando un poquito más las cosas, pero y entonces ay, Chihuahua, me desconecté, ¿verdad? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm here.
Sorry. Entonces, ella me dice, pues yo tengo la esperanza y yo tengo la idea de que pues vamos a regresar, ¿no? A la normalidad, la gente va a seguir saliendo. Obviamente, pues estamos acostumbrados a llevar un estilo de vida, un ritmo, pues de socializar, necesitamos el contacto humano, ¿no? Para hacer, hemos vivido así todas nuestras generaciones, toda nuestra vida, entonces el hecho de querer cambiar esto es muy difícil, es muy difícil. Ella dice que sí, que le gusta que haya todas estas cuestiones electrónicas, como lo es Zoom, como son las shows virtuales, ¿no? Sin embargo, pues la magia es algo que, por ejemplo, en mi opinión, y yo creo que en la de Alexandra también, es algo que tenemos que vivir ahí, ¿no? We have to be in the moment, ¿no? Tenemos que estar ahí en el momento de qué pasa. Sí, los shows virtuales están muy padres, sí, la magia virtual está muy cool, pero siempre vamos a necesitar esa cuestión del contacto humano y creo que poco a poco esto se va a regularizar. Ella también opina lo mismo, ¿no? Y pues ella le augura un buen futuro a la magia, ella dice que le da mucho gusto ver que pues más generaciones estén saliendo, que hay también más mujeres. Por ejemplo, aquí tenemos a Brandy Rubalcaba, que está con nosotros. Ella es una maga de la Ciudad de México, que también ha estado aquí con nosotros, y ella dice, vamos, girl power, las mujeres, claro que sí. Estamos en una época donde van a salir nuevas cosas, y algo muy importante que dijo Alexandra, mientras tengamos la energía y la mente positiva, ¿no? Vamos a salir adelante, porque yo estoy firmemente, yo creo firmemente que eso es un juego de mentalidad, ¿no? De tener nuestra mentalidad fuerte, porque si no, como dijo Alexandra, everybody would just commit suicide or something like that. Pero es otro tema, ¿no? Entonces, so yeah, that's something that I really admire, your way of thinking. That this is the kind of thinking we need more people to have, because I was talking, for example, there's been other magicians who told us like, no, you know, like I think now virtual magic is the future. And it's something good because you have a square. You can do a lot of things out of the square. You can think outside of these box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really, really grateful for me to find people who want to go back to believe that magic, live magic, it's the real thing, right?
Yeah. And you mustn't, how would I say that? You mustn't believe those people who tells you, only Zoom magic, live internet thing will go on. No, if you really deeply think that the contact, I mean, nothing will replace contact with the people, communicating with people in live. Please don't be influenced by those guys because they are toxic.
They talk too much.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe, let's say that they can be right in the far future, maybe. But in the meanwhile, we will fight for the live shows.
Of course. That's what we live for.
Exactly. I don't want to do, I'm very happy to be here in front of you, but I would highly prefer to be in front of you guys in real. Talking to you.
You are gonna be.
Real.
You're gonna be. Believe me.
Yeah, but
we have plans of doing like a magic live here in Mexico. And we're going to invite all of the magicians that have been with us in this project. So we want to make a cordial invitation to Mexico, so they come and we do a magic live and we just present, do competitions, everything like that. That's one of our projects here with the enterprise. Something that we want to do. So I bet you will be here in front of us. Your father will be too. I will practice my French so I can just talk to him like this. So, Alexandra, I know you have things to do. I really care about your time as well.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry. I'm really glad you let us into your house through the screen. You let us.
It was a pleasure.
Talk to you, know you a little bit better, know who's the person behind the artist we know. And but you know something, we really want to do a second part of this interview. So if it's good for you, if it's good for you, we're going to keep in touch with you. Just for us to settle the schedule for the second part. It was really a great experience to have you here. Thank you a lot for sharing this beautiful mind, this beautiful view that you have with magic. And well, I hope everything goes better in France. I hope we see each other in soon future.
I really hope that everything will get better in the world. So
everywhere.
We can be united again in the real life, not in the virtual world.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for being here tonight, or today for you, I'm sorry. And thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you for accepting this interview. C'est un plaisir. Au revoir.
Au revoir. Merci beaucoup. À bientôt.
Merci à toi. Alors, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. Thanks a lot. He says absolutely right there. Thanks a lot. I think everybody's really grateful with what you have done today. And well, we'll let you go because we know you have different schedules and appointments today. So
thank you
a lot. And we'll see you soon.
Good magic. Yeah, keep the magic alive.
Keep the magic alive. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Chicos, pues bueno, ahí está Alexandra, ahí estuvo Alexandra con nosotros. Muchísimas gracias por acompañarnos una vez más aquí en una edición más de Compartiendo Experiencia. En lo último que aquí estuvimos hablando con Alexandra, yo creo que yo me quedo con la cuestión de mantener esa energía positiva. Ella dijo que vamos a luchar por los shows en vivo y yo creo que es algo que compartimos todos. Honestros ya estamos ansiosos que podamos regresar a hacer lo que amamos, para lo que vivimos. Y entonces, es un honor para mí poder ser parte este proyecto que estamos armando, que se está llevando a cabo. Le doy las gracias a todos los que estamos haciendo posible este Compartiendo Experiencia, a todos ustedes por participar en cada una de las entrevistas, a Ricardo García, sí, ¿verdad? No la vaya yo a regar, por hacernos el contacto, ¿no? Ahora parte también de nuestra organización. Muchas gracias, amigo, por esto que nos estás brindando, por la oportunidad de conectar con más gente. Cross, pues muchísimas gracias por estar al tanto de todo este proyecto. Y pues bueno, esperemos las siguientes conferencias. Tenemos el proyecto de hecho en México, que es algo que tampoco se pueden perder. Cross, no sé si gustas prender tu cámara tantito para que les demos un mensaje aquí entre los dos, o si quieras decir algo por ahí, no sé si estés por ahí
Sí,
o no estés.
aquí estoy, amigo.
Gabo, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, tuve que improvisar
¿Qué te pareció?
iniciando.
Qué excelente, ¿no? Qué sorpresa ver a Dominique